gosh. That's not what I should do. Good thing is to be quiet.
And I read something from John Maxwell, and he mentioned that there's a debate between MIT and Harvard. MIT guys said the leadership can be acquired and trained. Harvard guys said it's born. So there's since we are at MIT.
Thanks. Yeah. So I mean, there's always a debate between MIT and Harvard. Sorry about that. It's not changeable. But anyways, yeah.
It's very complicated. If you go to Harvard and then you go to MIT, I have a debate with myself.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah. So, well, I mean, it's good to have this good. But our basic philosophy is that leadership is distributed in developmental, cultivated to improve learning and experience. So that's our basic stance, and that's why we have this formula. And we'll get to the distributed part later, and the development part, but let's go on. This might disappoint some of you guys, if that's so, I'm sorry, but we will not give answers or solutions about what is leadership, if it can be applied, how it can be applied. But we will rather facilitate and catalyze the learning about leadership. So that's why we're here. As we said, we have a lot of different cultures, a lot of different academic backgrounds, academic levels in this group. So that itself is a very good environment for learning, a lot of things. And that's true for organizers as well. We come from different places around the world. So again, what we're going to do is we will facilitate and catalyze the learning in this whole forum. So how are we going to go about this? That's the question, I guess. So there's three basic key things we will do. One thing is that we will have groups. We'll divide into different groups. And each group will have a facilitator. The facilitator will stick to the group and basically, as the word says, they will facilitate the learning process or the discussion among the group. The second thing is we will have questionnaires, and as Miki said, we will have sensor data. This will give some feedback, both some objective feedback, both qualitatively and quantitatively. The last thing we'll have is the reflection session. We will have these at the end of each and every day. We'll get into the groups with facilitators, and we will discuss what happened. What was good, what was bad, what did you learn? But you'll experience that during the forum. So that's how we go about this. So that's the very basics of what we're going to do in terms of leadership. So does anyone have any questions or comments or objections or objections?
No. What do we talk about in reflection session?
It depends on your team. It depends on what you did during that specific day. I mean, this is not a session to exactly speak about this specific topic. It's more to, as the word exactly mentioned, it's a time to reflect upon yourself, upon your team, to assess how you did during that day. So maybe you did something, maybe you feel that you did something wrong, or you could have done something better during a team activity. Then you reflect upon that, discuss that with your teammates. Your teammates may agree, they might disagree. And they will give you feedback. So that's how things are going to work. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Any other questions?
Are groups unchanged throughout this forum?
There's a specific unchanged group that you will work with throughout the forum. And for some activities, though, there will be a little mix amongst yourselves. So yeah, you will have a basic group that you will stick with until the last day of the program.
Object. I mean, sometimes people, get very close with these, team members, but don't know other guys in our group. So I think we can switch the groups. It might be helpful. I think so.
So we have.
Yeah, of course, it's hard for organizing these kind of things. Even if we can change a little bit, maybe half of the team or something like that.
What it is hard for us organizers. But anyways, more the philosophy is the reason. So the reason we want to stick to your groups is so that you get to know your groups very well, and you facilitate very well. And so that exactly what you said is part of the reason why we also have different. Have some sessions that you will be with different groups. And of course, I mean, whenever you're not doing exercises, if you look at your tables, basically you're not groups. So that's how this is kind of going to work, kind of balance between the non-group people and with group people. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Satoshi, can I make a suggestion? You don't need a microphone, but maybe some people who ask questions do. Is the microphone wireless? Maybe we could, when people have questions, they could pass it around so that